Okay, we're going to be making our way down this long shaft here into this slope mine, do a little exploring near the bottom. This mine goes back to around 1873, 74, operated up into the late 1950s. So it's a pretty deep, pretty deep slope mine. Okay, coming to the end of the concrete line section of the slope. You got your alcoves right there where anybody working in this section, if skip cars were coming up, being pulled up, they could jump in this alcove. These were common, ingenious. They actually designed these, but so. All right, and this mine will just keep going down too, man. It's fixing to really get steep. Sharp down angle. All right. I said these upper sections go back to the mid 1870s. You can just track the history of the mine the deeper you go, almost in which years and decade they were working. So from here all the way to the water line goes to up to from the mid 1870s all the way to around 1910, 1915. So, all right, we'll just keep going down. Okay, Mr. Box, as ever ambidextrous as he is, shimmied up there to this little alcove up there up top and was able to pull down rail plate. That's a cotter pin for a mine car right there, and that's old. That could be 120 years old. And this right here is a pry bar. Might not be, but it's a pry bar for pulling up the rail spikes right there. And we picked that up. That is heavy. I could imagine working with that all day. It's just hard to say how old that is, but well, looking at the shape of it, it could be 60, 70 years old and maybe older, but that's an impressive find. That's credit to him climbing up there. You just never know where you're going to find stuff when you're coming into these mines. But that's an impressive find right there. Cool.
Track in weight maybe 70, 80 pounds.
Okay, these right here, those are roof bolts right there. And I just jumped up into this work passageway. And it's just a junkyard of rail spikes, rebar, all kinds of stuff up here. And just over there, we go all the way to the bottom. We're going to try to come up. That's the Manway. It's got steel I-beams, and that's where the water pipelines are. So the rest of mine is beyond that on the right side. But yeah, you just never know what you're going to find up here in some of these old work headers. right, we're just going to keep working our way down. Okay, we've come down several hundred more feet and start to get into this section where they, it's just incredible how they did it. They started placing steel I-beam supports on the main haulageway of the slope. So it's pretty impressive. Those are actually cross ties up there. Just, I tell you, I wouldn't have wanted that job at all, man. You've got remains of a light fixture there. They're running 200 watt, 220 watt light bulbs. We've found quite a few, and they all seem to be Sylvania or Westinghouse, if you can find an intact bulb at that time period from the 1920s forward. But that's another work section right there. And we're gonna keep dropping all the way to the water line. Just jumped up into this header right here. Mr. Box is around the corner. Oh, that's not long for being there. Two cross ties, man, ready to collapse right there. And you just see, this is just a junkyard up here, man. That's where they kept, I was for the carbide, you know, up into, I think, the early 1930s until they switched to, the miners had electric lights, rechargeable. They would use, of course, carbide lights. So, and it's just incredible. I just got a steel I-beam thrown up in here, two of them. And this right here, of course, we're going to be heading further down and try to track this all the way up. But this right here is one of the most impressive sections of the mine right here. It is the Manway. And they converted it, like many of them, to lay the water pipelines. This one has 3 water pipelines. It's interlaced with steel I-beam supports, old timber supports. You can just see it keeps going all the way up there. So, pretty impressive. And, all right, we'll head back and join Mr. Box. This is where you start entering this section right here, where you're going to see more Bradis work with the steel I-beams. Right here. That's impressive, man. When they were pulling these skip cars out, these 12-ton skip cars, that 1 3/4 steel cable ran over this thing. These things were greased, man. They would just roll with the steel cable, keep them from cutting into the wood. And it's just hard to believe these skip cars, fully loaded, would be coming out of here at 40, 45 miles an hour from about 1.5 miles where the loading station was underground, the loading pocket. About 1,000 feet down. This mine had a surface depth of, about a good 2,800 feet. So it went for about 3 miles underground. So They put a lot of work into this mine, keeping it operating. So, all right, I think Mr. Box is going up there in one of those passageways. But, all right, we'll just head over here and see what he's looking at. I think we're getting near the water line. We've dropped about 400 more feet. So over here on the left, there's another Manway passage. This mine, like many of them, had parallel Manway passages. We'll pop up in here. Oh, there's a bat right there. All right, up ahead, this is one of the more impressive finds right here. I don't know how this wound up upside down. They must have been working on it or something. But that is an early 1900s fully intact mine car right there. That thing probably weighs a little over 1 ton empty. They would push these into what was called self-acting tipples. And miners, it was very easy. They would just tip the back end over right there, and of course, if this was upright, the chute comes out and the mine car is put at an angle, and the contents drop into a skip car waiting on the main slope. But see, we got the emergency brake right there on it, but that's impressive. There's some pictures of these in operation. Now the got a collapse right here, but mules or horses would actually pull these, 1 or 2 at a time. They'd be switched off to where Mr. Box is at, and a miner would just push it right over to the self-acting tipple. So anyway, impressive that this is down here.
Or into the car.
And Mr. Box was kind enough to point this out. I'm going to have to put my lights down right there, but check this out. Still turns. Now the back ones, like Mr. Box indicated, like you see, it's got the brake on it, locking the wheels up. But I believe they called these, they had so many different manufacturers of mining equipment. I believe this could be a star wheel, which was standard. But anyway, and that right there is a bent horseshoe right there. So I'll put that down and put a light on it. That's a bent horseshoe right there. So gives you a good indication of it was laid right there next to the mine car. So all right. All right, we're on the 9th right work header. This is the Man and Materials way right here. that they later placed the water pipelines to run from deep inside the mine all the way to the surface. So you can see all this has been underwater for quite some time, man. This is some serious yellow cake right here. But anyway, Mr. Box is down here somewhere. And we'll just check this. We'll follow this on down. And when we're down through exploring, what we're going to be doing is working our way up and just checking a few more things out. So, but pretty impressive. This deep underground when you see all this stuff. Yeah, that's just a sea of thick wooden timber supports right there, and you can see where all this has been underwater until recently. That's an impressive amount of timber supports. That ranks up there as some of the most seen in a work passageway in a close area. But still got your water pipeline around here. And I believe Mr. Box, and that says we're on 10 right. Here. All of this area right here, man, has been seriously underwater. So we'll just skip down here and see what this looks like. Walking between the pipeline lines right here, man. Yeah, you gotta watch your step on this stuff. Yeah, man. It just disappears right down into the water. Oh, you still got some flooded sections right there. All that's electrical wire right there that's just unraveled. You over there? Hey, Josh? I think he's made his way to the right here. See if I can track what his footsteps are. But anyway, that's impressive. Got this far. That because it's been underwater, and you see the decay on that I-beam right there. All right. Cleared out a little bit of that water right there. Just having fun skipping rocks. Can't go to a lake or pond. Got to come underground to do this. There's Mr. Box. He is over there. Yeah, I'll go back around this way. Go back over the pipes. So, who knows how long this has been underwater. But anyway, all right. Okay, so we have gone up probably about 400 feet or more. Got back onto the Manway section. Mr. Box is heading up in between the pipelines, heading towards the surface, which is about another 500 feet. So, got this worked out section right here. All right. Check out a few things down here. We'll keep going up. All right, Mr. Box's light is way up above me. And what you're looking right here, the remains, this is the original passageway for the miners and the horses and mules. Those are actually steps. The remains of wooden steps they had for the miners and the mules, because this was the original route before they expanded the Manway passage for the pipeline. So, man, that collapse took that whole I-beam down. You don't see that too often. But that's impressive. Did you bring the horse with you?
Yeah. You got to insert that photo that you have.
Yeah. And you see they really dug that out to put that timber prop in there. But we're going to be heading back up. You can see the stairs right here that they made. Might even be able to find a mule shoe or a mule print, maybe. And you see the sides of it right there. It's bordered by the wood casing right there. All right, we'll get on through this passageway. Okay, we've come several hundred more feet up the Manway, the water pipeline route. You see, that's not going to be there long. So, got a collapse up there. Mr. Box has gone off to the right. I'm going to go over here to the left for a minute and see if I can work my way up. If not, I'll come back and join Mr. Box. But it's impressive. I mean, hats off to these guys for laying these pipes. All right, getting closer to the top. You see the pipeline start to take a turn, general turn to the right up there. All right. All right, got a big intersection here. Pipes are heading this way, one pipe headed this way. So these are some of the oldest sections of this mine going back to the late 1870s, early 1880s, right here. All right, we'll just look around for a little bit. All right, this section right here, just deployed a rope just for safety purposes. This is probably the oldest section of this mine going back to the 1870s. Right here, you can see where they had the minecart rails. Once used to be just stacked waste right here. So, very rare to even come in this section. The fact that it even exists at all is unbelievable. But, curves around up there. I'll go take a look. See if I can get up through that section right there if it's feasible. All right. At the very top of this mine, cannot go any further. These are go back to the mid 1870s. Right here, it's just worked out at it. Got a lot of wood, but what's interesting is remains of miners' shoes right there. Who knows how old they are? Right there. Leather. Looks like I tried to pick one up. It just started eroding in my hand, so I left it. So this is it, man. When this mine opened, they started out with drift mines. So come all the way up through a variety of passageways, and that's it. On the other side of that caved-in dirt would be the outside. But that's as far as you can go. This was the first mine entrance. They were started as drift mines before they went into the slope mines deeper. This is the first one. Amazing. Made it up here. So this is 1870s, this section. All right. We'll go ahead and start getting on back down. Okay. So just came down out of that hole there. Right here. So what you got here is the water pipeline round. It'll keep going up, and it'll go out supposed to go out an entrance. Of course, that entrance is sealed forever. Got a lot of debris down there. I'm not going to go through that. So I'm going to make my way back down to the other side and hook up with Mr. Box. But excellent trip underground so far. Got to see a lot of neat things. Okay, just come on down. Just up above through that opening is the water pipelines. Mr. Box is out on the slope waiting to go. So we're going to go ahead and head the slopes right ahead, just past that timber support. And we're just going to go ahead and call it a day. Excellent trip underground. Amazing. Got to go all the way to the top. Didn't think that was possible. But anyway, we'll just go ahead and leave this mine. And like I said, excellent underground trip.